皆さん、こんにちは。ケイラです。今日は日本に留学することについて話したいと思います。興味がある方、ぜひ見てください。So, I'm currently studying abroad at Waseda University in Tokyo, Japan as an exchange student for 1 year. I came to Japan in September of last year and I will be leaving in August, at the beginning of August. I am a part of the Japanese language program at Waseda University, which means that you take classes only in Japanese, learning the Japanese language. So you're not fulfilling any of your general studies like math or anything like that. If you are interested in taking those kinds of classes alongside of the Japanese language, there is another program that you can apply for through your university. It's called the SILS Program, which is the School of International Liberal Studies. However, since I am part of the Japanese language program, I'm not too familiar with how the SILS program works. So you might have to do some more research on that side of it. However, with the Japanese language program, you do have to take a minimum of 13 credits. So for me, last semester I took 7 classes, and this semester I took 9 classes. Why am I taking so many classes, you might ask? It's because most of the classes at Waseda are only 1 credit, so you have to take several in order to meet the minimum. The class that I recommend everyone to take is comprehensive Japanese. You learn new grammar, vocabulary, you practice reading and speaking. However, you don't practice kanji, you don't learn new kanji, you learn to recognize it, but you don't learn how to write it. So currently I'm in level 4 of comprehensive Japanese. Last semester I was at level 3, and we have the class 3 times a week. Two times a week the class is 3 hours long, and on Saturday it's an hour and a half long. So it's quite a demanding course. However, you do learn a lot, and I feel like it's the class that you definitely should take if you are a part of the Japanese language program. So aside from academics at Waseda University, I recommend that you join a club. So I was part of a club called WIC, which stands for the Waseda International Club, which is a club that is for international students as well as Japanese students, where you can interact and talk in Japanese, talk in English. They have meetings every now and then where you can just go and talk and just about whatever you want. It's like a conversation club. And last semester they had a festival called Yataimura, which is like a food stall festival, and there was about 150 members at the time when I participated, and we were all split up into several groups, and each group had a theme, and it was based on famous people in history. So my group was Tutankhamun, and we had to make a billboard of our person, and we sewed our own costumes, and we made our own food to sell on the day. So on the day, we had our own food stall where people in our group sold to customers that came on Waseda campus. We also walked around the campus and we're holding trays of the food that we made, and we would go around and try to sell it to people that came. And that was really fun. We got to interact with all kinds of Japanese people, and a lot of people were interested in the foreign students and would ask, oh, where are you from? Why are you interested in Japanese? And things like that. It was really fun. So aside from school, I would like to talk about some things that I had to adjust to just in life when I got to Japan. So the first thing is the weather. In the summer, it's extremely humid in Japan. It rains a lot. It's so sticky and hot, muggy, very unpleasant in my opinion, and I'm not used to that. I'm from Arizona in America, where it's really dry heat, and it's just the complete opposite of how it is in Japan. So it was hard for me to get adjusted to. It's also really windy here, like especially lately. It's been very windy. Like outside my dorm room, I can just hear the trees just rustling like all night long. it's kind of crazy. It almost seems like, wow, the tree is just like gonna collapse on my window or something. I mean, it's probably not gonna happen, but it's just like it's that strong. So the second thing that I have written down on my list is how many people are here in Japan, in Tokyo especially. I mean, like you know there are, but like you go to a train station and there's just people everywhere. Like you always feel like you're standing or walking in, like you're in the way all the time. So you try to follow like the direction that everyone's walking, but you just still manage to be in someone's way. Or like you're standing in the train and someone can't get around you, or I don't know. I just, at least for me, that's how I feel. And like if you go to popular places like Harajuku, Shibuya, there's just people everywhere. Like just I can't even explain. It's just everywhere is crowded. So just if you're not used to that, if you come from a smaller town, then it might be something that will be hard for you to be accustomed to. The third thing on my list is public transportation. While it is very convenient, it's also kind of confusing at first. So with me, even though I use Google Maps to tell me about the train times and which train to get on, I still manage to mess it up. So like sometimes even not just getting on the train, it's like finding the right exit. It's very confusing. So there's a lot of times where I don't know if I'm going the right way inside the station, and like there have been times where I have to meet someone and I'm late because I don't know how to get to them. It's crazy. But lately it has gotten better. Like as I've stayed in Japan, I've gotten used to it. I visit the same train stations usually, so or I've gotten accustomed to how the layout of them are, or how the layouts are, and I kind of know my way around better now. So at first you might feel confused and discouraged, but don't worry, you'll get better at it. The next thing on my list is you might realize that your Japanese isn't as good as you thought it was when you were at home. So I was pretty confident in my Japanese when I was in Phoenix. I thought it was pretty good. Oh, my pronunciation's pretty good. When I watch Japanese dramas, I can kind of figure out what they're saying, like for the most part. But when I got to Japan, and for example, I went to a restaurant and the waitress was asking me something and I had absolutely no idea what she was asking me. So, like the Japanese that you're taught in class, I feel like isn't the Japanese that is used commonly in Japan. Like like when I'm talking to Japanese people that are my age, like younger Japanese, they don't speak politely for the most part. They speak like, we're equal. They don't do the whole honorific thing. So, I wasn't used to that at first, so I felt a little bit discouraged, like, wow, I don't know what they're saying. What are they saying? So I kind of felt like, wow, all of my studying came to this, so I would just say don't feel so conscious about your Japanese, about making mistakes, even though I still do, and it bothers me, but that's really the only thing you can do is just speak Japanese and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The last thing on my list that I had to get adjusted to when coming to Japan was earthquakes. So lately there haven't been many earthquakes, but when I first got here there were a few, and I live on the fourth floor of my dorm, so I felt where the whole building was swaying back and forth like this, and I was freaked out, and like no one was like leaving the building or taking any precautions or anything, so like I didn't know if I should stay here, if I should get under the building, if I should get under my desk, or if it was no big deal. Like to me, it freaked me out because it was like the biggest one I've ever felt. But like to Japanese people, it's like normal. So it was kind of a learning experience. Now I'd like to talk about the things that I've really come to love about Japan. So number one is convenience stores. So not only do they sell absolutely delicious pre-made food like sandwiches and curry and kalbi bento and onigiri, they sell laundry detergent, shampoo, conditioner, razors, feminine products, makeup. They sell everything, drinks. So if you need anything, you can go to the convenience store. And where my dorm's at, it's only like, there's a convenience store 2 minutes from my dorm, so if I need to go get dinner, I can just go buy something at the convenience store and come back and eat it, and it's done. I don't have to worry about it. It's really, really convenient. You can even buy tickets to Disneyland at the convenience store. You can print documents, you can make copies. They have ATMs at the convenience store. 7-Eleven doesn't charge international fees, so I really recommend that you use the 7-Eleven bank ATM, and you will not get charged an international fee. The second thing on my list of things that I really like about Japan is the safety. I feel very safe here. I don't feel like anyone's just gonna come run and snatch my bag or come assault me or anything like that. I feel more comfortable about going places on my own. I don't have to have someone with me all the time. I can just go to the train station, go shopping, go to the store by myself. And so I feel like my independence I've gained a lot more independence since I've been here, and more confidence as well. So it's just a lot safer here, in my opinion, than America. Number 3 on my list is public transportation. I know I said how scary it was, or not scary, but confusing. But when you get used to it, it becomes very convenient. You can go anywhere by train, and it's just, as long as you know where you're going, it's really convenient and quick, and it's easy, and you just buy your IC card, and you just put money on it, and then it's just an easy way. You don't have to buy tickets every time, and you can just go from place to place with that. Also, since Waseda University is in Tokyo, it's a very convenient place to, it's just in the center of everything. You can go to shopping centers. Shibuya's close by. It's in Shinjuku, the university, so you could even walk to Shinjuku. You don't even have to take the train. It's within walking distance. So many shopping places. There's game centers, there's karaoke, there's shrines and temples everywhere, which is so crazy. You think hustle and bustle of Tokyo, and then there's just a shrine like right in the middle of it, and you can go in there, and it's so quiet and lovely, and it's just wonderful just how that's there, like right in the middle of a busy city. So if you ever feel overwhelmed by the city, you can just go into a shrine or a temple and just take a break. It's really nice. There's also a lot of parks and gardens here with beautiful nature and trees and flowers, and it's just nice to kind of, at least for me, like, I like the city, but I also like seeing nature and getting away from just the hustle and bustle and all the people, and it's just nice to be around nature every now and then. Another thing that I really like about Japan is the food. My favorite food is Japanese curry. I never had it until I got to Japan, and it has become my favorite thing. I also, the ramen, it's just, the ramen here is just so much better than you can get in like America or anything, and like udon, okonomiyaki, takoyaki, sushi. It's just, everything is just so delicious. So I highly recommend that you try everything that you can. The last thing on my list is the seasons. So Japan does have 4 seasons. Favorite season in Japan is spring. The sakura is so beautiful. So that's why I recommend that you study all year round in Japan for the academic year. That way you can experience all the seasons. And oh my gosh, the sakura are just absolutely gorgeous. It's like, you can only see so many pictures and videos, but when you see it in person, it's just breathtaking. It's absolutely beautiful. So I highly, highly recommend that you see it. So that's the end of my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about anything I left out, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you, or I might answer it in another video. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye. また今度見てくれてありがとうございました。